This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Burger King. Celebrate the icon that is the Whopper. Now juicier and tastier than ever, but still with 100% British and Irish beef and fresh ingredients. Whopper never tasted so good. Fuel your game day with flame grilled perfection by ordering Burger King delivery to your door. Every home is now home of the Whopper.
Good evening, one and all. It's Monday night, and welcome once again to the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by AMG Logistics, with myself, Paul Hipkiss, from a sunny Stockton-on-Tees, in a hotel room.
Who?
Where?
Where?
Exactly. The chairman, Alan Watson.
Good evening, everybody, from a glorious sunny day on the south coast.
Where?
I love it.
I think this is the furthest away from you I've ever been now, to be fair.
I'm sure I've been further away from it than this.
Mr. Robe stroke scarves, Mark Adams.
Hello everybody, good evening. Hope everyone's still on a high.
You introduced him wrong, Paul. It should have been two scarves, Mark.
Mr.
Scarface.
That's technically correct. There's one round his neck and one on the blind behind him.
That's not from the club shop, that one. I got the receipt, I can prove it.
Mr. Fixer Craig Courtney.
Good evening, everyone.
The one and only wonderful Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
Who?
Mr. Chris Browne on the buttons.
Good evening.
And tonight, as our special guest, I'm delighted to say, is BCFC Foundation Coordinator, officially, I believe, Mr. Paul Hunt.
Who?
We saved the who, Paul, for Mark.
I don't think anybody's ever hooed themselves. So and especially live from St Andrews as well. So actually live from the Alliance, Paul. It's great to have you on, mate. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem at all. So where do we start then? What should we start with? I mean, I think we should start with yesterday, don't you?
Yeah, we've got it.
I think I was definitely feeling glad all over after that yesterday. It was absolutely wonderful, and what a weekend we had, for more reasons than one. And we topped it off lovely, didn't we? Lifting the trophy with a great 4-0 win, Claire, and couldn't have really gone any better. The only way it possibly could have been better, with the sun out and the weather perfect and the scarves and the atmosphere, would have been if Jukey had scored when he come on, wouldn't it? But apart from that, it couldn't have gone any better, could it?
I don't think so. I think obviously this weekend, personally, I've loved Saturday. I thought that was great. Well done, Crystal Palace, for getting through to the final of the FA Cup. Excellent. But going on to the game, I thought we were brilliant. It's the first time in a few months that I actually saw some movement off the ball. I thought, we've actually playing a slightly different way. We had runners going, and I think a lot of the goals, Iwata's goal was brilliant, Anderson as well. Their runs off the ball were fantastic. We were running from out to in, and it was quite refreshing, actually. But I think the whole day was it was so emotional. I think I had tears in my eyes about 3 or 4 times, to be fair. And when Duke came on, they tried so hard to give him the ball to score. It was so obvious. Bless him. But I just think we deserve this as a fan base, after all the years that we've been through. This time last year, I think yesterday we played Huddersfield and we needed to win, and we played Burke and we played all these other players, and, we were all heartbroken. Well, I was anyway. But I just thought yesterday was just really nice. Like everybody, apart from obviously when people ran onto the pitch, but that's another matter we'll probably go through at some point. Everyone was just happy. it was just nice. It was just everyone got the scarf and that, you know, scarves I thought were a great idea, by the way, Blues. Well done for that. I thought, you know, holding them up. I mean, my arm was hurting by the end doing this. Got to the point where we're all just all like, yeah. But the game was good as well. So I think it kind of coincided. I mean, my mum listened to your away game thing, Craig, and she said, 20 minutes in, they'll start to tire. And they actually did. It was true. So, I mean, Jukey coming on, I mean, what a send-off he had as well. His speech at the end, I mean, it's hard enough talking in front of 100 people, but 22,000 plus, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, fair play. And then Wagner, what he said as well, it just really makes you look forward to the future, really. But we've now got the highest points total in the League One. Yeah. So let's get the actual points total. Let's hope they haven't celebrated too much when we go to Blackpool. But and then Cambridge is going to be fun, but really pleased with it. I thought the performance we really stepped it up, and we actually looked like a winning team. Yeah. And it kind of made me feel a bit more excited about next season because, you know, if we add in a couple of really good gems into that, I think we'll be flying.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like you say, it couldn't have possibly gone any better. And well done to Chris Davies as well, winning manager of the season. And I do think we should have had more than 3 players in team of the season, but that's another story. But, you know, well done to Christophe Clerer, Alex Cochrane and Tomoki Iwata for making that. And I want to mention Tomoki Iwata as well, because he went a bit under the radar, if you remember, because he signed on the same day as Jay Stansfield. And it was all about Jay Stansfield on that day. And I don't think anyone really mentioned that he'd signed. And my God, he's certainly made himself known to us, hasn't he, Alan?
Absolutely. And why he didn't get player of the season or whatever is beyond me. The only people I thought would deserve it more are already in our team anyway. Paig probably, and certainly Clara and so on. Yeah, he's the goal he scored was a simple one for him in the end, but the build-up was so intricate, and the final pass was brilliant. And I said to my pal who sits in front of me, you know, I don't like Japanese food or Japanese cars, but I certainly like Japanese footballers. He's a biz. I really like him, and I can't wait to see him mixing it with better company next year. And I mean, he's got it all. He controls the game, and he just looks the boss of the show. Really good, and his partnership with Paik is immense. And a little mention of our man Willemsen, who got a bit closer to what we expect of him. He still manages to get out the way of passes. You know, people pass it to him, and he's a yard the wrong side of where he was supposed to be. But his little reverse pass for the first goal, I mean, he did that all the time when he first arrived. But that was intricate and excellent football. The noticeable thing for me, it seemed like the gear lever was off. You know, let's really show this lot what we can do. No pressure. You know, if we win 5-4, it doesn't matter. No. But it was great to watch. And I've got to be honest, certainly in the last 3 or 4 months, I've been bored to tears sometimes. Okay, yeah, you come away with a win, and that, you know, at the end of the day, you win every game 1-0 as far as I'm concerned. But you do, when you get to a point where you're so better than everybody else, you're looking forward to a little bit of entertainment, and they absolutely did it on Sunday. And the only thing that spoiled it, and I've got to say this, is the presentation. You don't film things from behind, okay? I just thought it was a joke when I said it on Saturday night that, you know, the presentation was the other side for where I sit. But of course, when I got home, put it on the television, the film was from behind, and you couldn't see anything. Really, that it didn't spoil it for me, but it made me laugh. You think this is typical Blues, you know. We were so unused to doing this sort of thing that we haven't got it right yet. So perhaps the next 2 or 3 years we can sort that out and get the cameras on the right side of the proceedings.
So what do you mean? Like during the actual presentation on the big screens in the stadium?
Yeah.
When they lifted the trophy, could you not see Bielik, Jukeys, and could you not see him on the big screen lifting the trophy?
Yeah, from behind.
From behind, was it?
Yeah. Where are the cameras? Where are the cameras on?
In the cup?
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're in the main stand.
Are they? All right. Okay.
Yeah. And the ITV video of the presentation was filmed from behind of what they're facing the cup, and the cameras were behind them.
Because every video I've seen has been in front of them, but obviously in the stadium, if the camera's in the main stand, then obviously you're only going to see it from behind. Yeah. But I don't know.
Anyway, it was a bite. It didn't spoil my enjoyment. It just made me miss my train. That was all.
Well, it was a special day, wasn't it? And it was one of the most special days.
Absolutely.
In a long time.
I'll try to think. Have we ever had a trophy presented to us after a match? I mean, I know 30 years ago we had to arrange a friendly against Forest so we could present the trophy, and it was, there was about 10,000 there. But this was brilliant. Those scarves, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good thing. I'm not saying for every game, but for the big games, maybe the derbies and the games when there's a lot riding on it or whatever in the future, if they can invest in scarves like that, because Newcastle do it every game, don't they?
Yeah, I think Leeds do it tonight, aren't they, as well?
Yeah. So, but the fact that the DJ, Craig, played Glad All Over, I thought was absolutely hilarious.
Brilliant. I did notice that, yeah.
Absolute, such a genius that was. And, there were people around me going, why are they playing that song? And I was like, Crystal Palace. Oh! But, hey, ironic as well, how you talk about the presentation. Look at the colours of the Sky Bet board. They're only blue and red, the same as Crystal Palace as well. Yeah. So it couldn't have been, right? It was perfect. But what a spectacle. But, I mean, we talk about the day. Firstly, it wasn't spoilt by the Muppets, and they were Muppets that ran on the pitch. What they thought they were going to gain from it, I have no idea whatsoever. And why they decided to try and punch their way through people when they got back into the stands is beyond me. All I can say is 15 and 16-year-olds that has had a beer and they think they're hard when they come into a stadium, grow up, people. You ain't fans and you're not welcome back. But I'm not going to give them any more airtime because actually we should be celebrating what was a brilliant performance yesterday. Every player turned up. Yeah, I was. And I was thinking to myself, please, Jukeys, just score, because that would have just beautifully topped it off. But also, what can we say? I mean, Wagner in his speech, I don't know about everybody's excited anyhow. But for him to come out with, you think this is the best thing, you haven't seen anything yet. He's just like, wow, what is coming our way? Because as Birmingham City fans, we're not used to this, and we've still got 2 games to go. We've just took the record off Wolves. We are 1 win away from taking now the record off those people the other side of the city, I think, for wins, aren't we, as well?
Yeah.
I'm ready. And Reading's points total as well. We're just setting the league on fire. But it was interesting. Craig, while it's in my head, mate, can I ask everyone here and on the chat as well and watching, would you rather take this points record so that this season's remembered for such a long time? And I'm not saying it just because it's after the event. I probably should have asked this before the cup final as well. But would you rather take this points record or win the Virtue Trophy if you're given the choice?
Points record.
Yeah, absolutely.
By a mile.
Yeah.
If we win the last 2 games, that record will last for 100 years.
Yeah.
Every record book, every Google, it'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the 111 points, and it'll be 34 wins, which is also the biggest number of wins anybody has ever had.
Yeah.
And it will be there for forever, probably.
Because nobody really cares about the Virtue Trophy, because, I mean, it even changed names as we were playing it, so we would never know what it was anyway, and I just think the EFL will always be the Football League, won't it?
Yeah.
So it would, until football never exists, which is highly doubtful, you know, I'd rather have the record and the history. I'd rather have history than a cup.
But let's face it, how many people have won the Virtue Cup and been noticed? Because you go through, you don't Google Virtue Cup, do you? When you look at the league that you're going into, it's who holds the records. You know, it's the first thing that comes up when you talk about the leagues that you go into. What are people aiming to achieve and get? And that's what it will be moving forwards. You know, Birmingham City, 105 points as it stands. We hope to get the 111. Bring it on, and then people will just go, wow. Okay. And that's a force. And it's already apparent how worried some fans from other teams are, because they're already going, oh, Birmingham are cheated. Look what they've done. Look, they're going to bring in money. Oh, look, they're doing all these different things. They're cheating. They've got to be. You know, Wagner's gone public regarding the revenue. It's not just a ploy. This is fact now. And also, got to go back to Saturday, right? FA Cup semi-final. Them the other side of the city. And what's in a 2-page spread in the centre of the Times? An article about Birmingham City. It's just like, this is just brilliant. You just couldn't dream of it a couple of years ago.
Craig, the one thing that shocks me there is that you're reading the Times.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. Somebody actually sent
Looking at the pictures.
Better than Beano, really, wasn't it?
Sorry.
Well, I did get upset because there wasn't many pictures and there were too many words. But apart from that, it was all right. But no, I mean, it's just ridiculous, really. We're on an absolute high, and I don't see it stopping. And do you know what? We haven't spoke about one other thing. We have gone all season unbeaten in the league.
At home.
That's incredible.
At home, yeah.
At home,
Amazing.
absolutely incredible. To think that we couldn't get over the line with 5 wins or 6 wins over the past few seasons at home, and now we've done the whole season. It's unreal.
Considering as well, Craig, we've, for the last 5 years, been the team to beat. Like literally, we've been the lowest winners. We've lost the most games. We've hardly won any. Like, it's actually quite nice to win something, to be honest.
It's the other thing is the feel-good factor will only continue. You know, we know the season comes to an end after the next 2 games, but that is just not going to stop them. And you can already look forward to June when the fixtures are announced. So have a look at what's happening, as we all do. Where's the first game? Where's the last game? What's happening Christmas? What's happening Easter? Because that's where you all focus attention to start off with. Then it's going to be, when are we playing West Brom? Are we going to play Coventry? You know, is there going to be, is Derby still going to be there? And it's all these different things that the excitement will wane a little bit, but then it's going to build back up as those fixtures get ready to come out. And yeah, I cannot wait. I'm riding on an absolute high at the moment. 2 games to go. And the other thing is, I cannot wait until Sunday night, because what a difference 12 months is going to make. You know, to be at a Players' Awards last year, with Stansfield taking every single trophy, a comedian that tried to make people laugh when we were all in the doldrums. This time around,
You want about me?
well, I'm saying, you know what I mean. I'm glad you put yourself in there.
It wouldn't have cracked. It wouldn't have been funny though if we'd have just won the Champions League.
No, but you know, we're going into this one, and this is pure celebration. This is players that are going to be on a high, fans that are going to want to be, you know, interacting more than ever. Claire, who's not going to stop stalking, you know, her man until she's got the picture this time around.
I am the CEO of the Laird Appreciation Society, so you know what I mean? Like,
and not just that, but as we'll come on to in a bit, it could be a double celebration. which would be absolutely amazing if that one comes off.
Yeah.
But and here comes trouble from across the States.
Absolutely.
I got married it.
So, but yeah, no, I think overall, you know, for me, I think we've been going down with a lot of expectation this season. And obviously that all, evening, Mark.
How are you guys?
Yeah, Mark.
Or afternoon to you, is it?
I've been sitting in the waiting room since 12:15.
Bloody hell, mate.
You know, I forgot to look.
No, I've just literally just got on. I was just finished the meeting.
Good.
If we didn't care, really, he's just humouring you, Mark. He really did.
I'm trying to feel important today, but
You got a scarf coming over to you?
I did, yeah. My dad stole one from somebody's seat, I think.
So, Mark, so did Robe. Robe stole something. Oh, sorry, I thought I'd keep that one quiet.
No, he really didn't. My mum was obviously there. My mum was at the game with Dad, so
I saw him.
She'll send me.
I saw him in the kiosk before the game and said hello.
Yeah, they said. Yeah.
Yeah, they were loitering outside the Globe and Ball as well, but I was quite disappointed, Mark. Neither of them had a drink.
They were waiting for you to buy one. That's what they said.
The queues were too big, mate. 25 minutes to wait for a beer. It's again another first outside St Andrews. Never happens that way.
I'm told they're still stood there now, waiting for him to buy.
Probably, yeah. They've been stood there all
They'll
season.
still be standing there next season.
No, but to be fair, like just on that, I know I'm late to the show, but I watched it on the telly yesterday, and it was the real. Not the first time I've missed not being there, but certainly a time where I thought, man, it was
unreal, mate.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it was.
Yeah,
it was like, to be honest, it was like being in a foreign grounds with the scarves and stuff. It was like being at Real Madrid or somewhere. I know it sounds corny, but you know that's what it was like.
Yeah.
So you got a scarf, Robe?
He's got two. He's got two, not one, two. Mark, he's got two. Ask him where he got the other one from.
I can explain.
As I was saying, anyway, I think this season we've gone down with a lot of expectation every single game, expecting to win, I'll say. Next season will be different, and, you know, we might need to change things up. We will need better players in certain areas, won't we? We'll need to improve the squad and the team in some areas. But I just think that, you know, this time next year, if we're promoted again, my God, it's going to be even going up another 10 notches, isn't it? You know?
It could happen.
Yeah. Oh, no, it could. We'll be up there with the favourite. No doubt, I think.
I generally believe, isn't it 16 million, the record? We were talking about it with some of my friends again. We reckon he's going to smash it. I reckon we'll get a 17, 18 million pound player.
Really?
Oh, Wagner wants all the records, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'll be gutted if it doesn't happen, but I'll quote me on this. So 28th of April.
And that reminds me, I want to say a happy 75th birthday to my dad today as well. My dad's 75 today, so yeah, he was in the program. He was in the program yesterday as well. Which
birthday?
So
we could get De Bruyne on a free transfer.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so yeah.
You
anyway,
have to pay him that 16 million, but
yeah. Mr. Hunt. Anyway, Paul, welcome to the show, mate. It's good to have you on, and obviously tell us that you're obviously joining us live from a very special place, I believe.
Very special.
Yeah, just in the Alliance.
Yeah.
The old Tilton behind us.
Have you got a load of food in front of you and some drinks and everything?
I wish. There's lots of glasses, but they're all empty. No,
yeah,
so.
Paul, I believe you wanted to join us to talk about the is it the Blues? I forgot the name.
The Blues Fest.
The Blues Fest. Yeah. So just a little bit of background. Obviously, the foundation is the charity arm of the football club. It's a charity in its own right, and we use the badges, the brand, to for the foundation. All our income we have to generate it ourselves through funding, through fundraising events, to get programs up and running and make them sustainable. So the Blues Fest, basically, it's going to be on Sunday, May 11th, and it is basically going to be raising money for the disability sort of department in the foundation. So I am the disability coordinator for the foundation. So the money raised from that is going to go to that department to develop it from where it is at the moment. So we've got pan disability teams who play the running game. So that's all different disability players that play together. Autism, the sensory, physical. So anybody that can run can play all together. So at this point, I'd like to just say what a good job like Chantal's done with the pan disability set up here. I've come in and we're gonna, go and take it even further as well, and work both together and literally use our expertise to make it and make the disability department best in the country, because we're on that absolute crest of a wave at the moment on the pitch. So we want exactly the same with the foundation. So yes, if get down there, we've got former players playing against West Bromwich Albion, former players. It's going to be a fun day, family day. Come down, you'll see players, you can speak to players, and yeah, it's just a really fun day. The other side of it for the funding is the power chair football. Has anybody heard of power chair football?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I actually played in it one time, Paul.
Did
at the grassroots show that they had at the NEC.
Oh right, okay.
They put us. They put us in. We were coaching at the show, and they put us in against one of the Olympic champions. So it didn't go down very well for us, but it was fun for sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the game's four aside. It's fast, dynamic sport, and it's basically gives people in wheelchairs the opportunity to play football, just like their friends who run can play football.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've been in power chair football for quite a long time as well. So I used to work down at West Brom, at the Albion Foundation for 18 years. So I want to do exactly and better. Put myself under pressure here, and all better than when we got down there. So yeah, so that's what the day is going to entail, and that is what the day is for, basically.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and I think it's fantastic what you're doing, Paul. What talk us through, obviously, how it all began. How did it start? When did you say? How long have you been doing what you're doing, and what's just talk to us about how long you've been doing what you do with blues. Like, what got you into it with blues, and how did it come about?
Yeah, so last summer I left the Albion Foundation and just done a little bit of coaching between for about 5 months, and then noticed that this job came up. Applied for it and got it. So, and I started on January the 30th. So it's 3 months on Thursday that I've been here.
Yeah. And you've been a regular fan of St Andrews since, obviously.
Yeah, we've been
4
years old. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great, Paul. A nice one, Paul.
Yesterday was unbelievable.
Yeah,
really good. Like the West Ham, the semi-final West Ham.
Yeah,
that was brilliant. But I thought yesterday was 10 times better. I don't know what everybody thought.
Paul, that's what it is.
Absolutely. You what, sorry?
Because you're near me.
We got to get
Craig.
We've had some special nights and days at St Andrews over the years. I think most of the best ones we've had have been night games, but that one yesterday was probably the best day game, I would say. Yeah. Fulham springs to mind when we stayed up. That was good, but that for me that did beat Fulham yesterday. But I think the best atmosphere I've been in was probably Ipswich in the Worthington Cup semi-final.
Yeah, I thought yesterday
was mate. That was just, and also Watford springs to mind as well.
Yeah, playoffs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we lost that game on penalties. But I remember standing there before kick-off thinking, I was 20 years old then with hair, believe it or not, and I'm thinking my hair's going to come off. I thought my hair was going to come off even sooner than it did with that atmosphere. It was unbelievable.
Paul?
Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah.
Can I just say that how they can get tickets for the day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anybody go onto the website? It's on the website. Just go to tickets, and you'll see Blues Fest there advertised. And also you can ring the ticket office as well, and press option 2. Okay. And the £10 for an adult, and it's £4 for young adult. and concessions.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Sorry,
Paul, sorry, Paul, for jumping in. Other Paul, can you tell us what players will be there? Drop any names.
Putting him on the spot.
Chris, can you let Craig in?
Craig's got the list.
No, are they?
They've got like Lee Camp.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've got
David Dunn, isn't it?
Eberle's there, isn't he?
Good to see. Good to see David Dunn yesterday on the pitch at half time as well.
Yeah.
You're talking about the players that are actually part of the Blues Fest now, aren't you?
Yeah. Have you got the list there, Craig?
I have indeed. So I've just heard you mention a couple. So, but I'll go through the full list that's been sent to me. So for those that are going to be hopefully in attendance, you are talking about there being Lee Camp, we just mentioned, Olivia Tebele, Roger Johnson, Darren Carter, George Friend, Gary McSheffrey, Craig Gardner, Troy Deeney, and the one and only Jose Dominguez. The lineup so far is great, and I know from messages from Paul and also there's a few others at the foundation, there are still some names to come that it's going to be a great day. Way to raise some fantastic funds for a really good cause as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
Just imagine what we can, if we get the wheelchair users can play football, they can play and represent the badge.
Yeah, and for anyone who might not have caught it, Paul, just remind people of the date as well.
Sunday, May the 11th.
Okay, so Sunday the 11th of May.
What time does it all kick off? Is it at midday or?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
12 o'clock kick-off, yeah?
No, it kick off 3 o'clock.
Oh, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. There's loads of stuff going on at the stadium. The car park and everything will be set up ready for families and kids. There'll be entertainments and stuff outside like you normally see.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great event, and I'm sorry I missed a little bit there of the breakdown, but Paul, and apologies if I'm duplicating this. There's a lot that goes on with the foundation. I know I had a discussion with Paul earlier on around. Have you covered it?
No.
So, Paul, can you really just highlight some of the fantastic things that happen from the pan disability side of things that the club are already involved in? Because when I discussed this with you earlier on, it was such an eye opener, and I think everybody can get to hear, and you need to rain more around how we can get more people involved as well.
Yeah, sure. So I did mention a bit earlier about the pan disability.
Mention the pan disability.
Yeah. So that's the only teams we got at the moment. So we're looking to develop that. We've got 44 players across the club that represent the badge. They play in regional leagues once a month down the road. You know them down
Cowshed at the Cowshed.
That's it.
Them up by Star City.
That's it. Yeah. So so they play each month, and they're in a league, and they just want to win like anybody else will want to win. So as I said, Chantal's done a great job, setting all that up and developing that, and she works that hard. It's just great there that we there's going to be 2 of us now that can take this disability department forward.
Fantastic. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we've got to talk about the one and only Lukas Jukeys a bit more, haven't we? After he's made his last appearance at St Andrews yesterday, and I want to ask everyone here and everyone watching your top 3 ever Lukas Jukeys Blues goals.
Ooh.
So one of the best, the second best, and the third best. Your favourite?
I think first of all, my favourite first of all was Forrest, that header.
Yeah.
That just summed him up. That was just the 2-2. That was just that header was unbelievable.
Even his header on his debut as well, like 93rd minute or something. He scored a header on his debut, didn't he?
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
The goal at Bristol City as well from Camps.
Yeah.
Which springs to mind. That was an unbelievable goal. Did you remember the hat trick he scored against Rotherham as well, when he got the one free kick when Hutter sort of squared it to him and he absolutely belted it in the bottom corner?
Yeah, on the ground. Yeah.
That was a goal as well.
I love the goal this season as well. I think that was like it was kind of like a fitting tribute. The fact that it made it 6-2 and we just went absolutely ballistic. And I just think
it's got to be up there, Claire, hasn't it? It's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be. And it was a good finish considering the goalkeeper saved it and he's still got stuff to do. So
yeah. No, he's a Blues legend and he'll go down in folklore. And he's certainly our biggest legend over the last 10 years, comfortably. So yeah, I just want to personally thank him. I don't know if he's watching, obviously friend of the show. He's been on before, and that was a pleasure to be involved in. But I just personally want to thank him for his efforts for the club because he's been absolutely unbelievable during some really hard times as well, hasn't he?
15 managers he's played under.
I know. It's got to be a record football, that.
Yeah, and he never gave up. He could have gone last season, and I mean, what a way to go out! Like, he would always be a legend, and the fact that he's staying on at the club is brilliant. Superb. Fair play to the Blues because, if he goes out, with even to the OSC meetings and things like that, you're going to get people down there, aren't you? So
yeah.
I mean, personally, I just think he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's such a good ambassador for the club. I mean, he speaks really well as well. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at some point he gets into coaching and goes higher with that because how he talks, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about. And, even when we had him on here, he's such a nice guy, family man, just, he's a good bloke all round. So fair play to him because, I mean, he put in 100%. I mean, fair play to him because Sunday you could tell after 10 minutes he was like, I'm going to keep going.
That was one of my favourite Jukey moments, actually, when his children came on the show. That was brilliant, wasn't it? Unexpectedly.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's on the TikTok somewhere.
Yeah, fantastic. That was. Yeah, it was lovely.
His speech was the epitome not only of a player that was retiring, but reminded me a little bit of when Robe retired as well, and the way that the fans have taken to it. I think the thing with Jukey is he knew what the club meant to the fans, and that's what what I mean. He wore his heart on his sleeve every single time that he turned out on the pitch, and I want to see him have some time in the next two as well, so that he can end on a high. But I will not forget the conversation that a lot of people had with him last year at the Players' Awards when it was, don't go. But, we'll see what happens and stuff. But then he made the comment, didn't he, that he didn't want to retire on the basis of a relegation. He wants to finish his career on a promotion. And that's exactly what's happening. And it's perfect the way he bows out. And I think, you couldn't actually have wished for a better occasion for a nicer guy. And I hope the club do something as well in terms of, if you'd have done 10 years, you'd have got a testimonial. So I'd like to think that perhaps they can arrange something that can help out with that. And, hey, Paul, next season for Blues Fest, you only have to call him, don't you? And I think he'll turn out in a blue shirt again, mate.
Oh, yeah. I love him to play on 11th.
Yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again on here that, he's the best player I've seen in my life at taking heady goals.
Yeah.
Anybody better than him taking goals with his head? We've had some good ones, don't get me wrong. I thought Heskey was good in the air when he played. He took some nice headers, didn't he? But for me, nobody was as good as him.
Nigel Gleghorn.
Oh, Gleghorn, yeah, far post, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what about you? Do you agree with that, Paul? Do you agree with that, Lucas Jukeys? Have you seen anyone better at taking goals than Lucas Jukeys in your time?
He's really good, and he just tries so hard. Everything he does, he runs. But yeah, it's just. I'm so pleased that the club have looked after him.
Yeah, 100%.
He's such a nice bloke. Really is.
I asked him when he came on here, didn't I, about that, and he just said it's all about the timing and getting, the ball. The quicker the ball comes in, the more chance you've got of scoring if you can head it down. That's what he said, because the goalkeepers find it harder, obviously, getting their hands down quick, low, left or right, save the ball. Then obviously if you're going straight at them. So
Just wish he had that chance at Wembley, didn't he? I thought, I just wish that would have gone in.
yeah.
There's a few comments on the message board as well, they're just echoing what we've said. Fraser Higgins has said, though, that he has heard that Jukeys going to be the new Bo Brummie. Simon Andrews has said, Jukey, top guy, true professional, and he cannot think of a game where he never gave 100% for the team. And that, I think, is definitely true. Don Kavanagh said the goal at his head at a hole last season was a good one.
Yeah, that was. The Baggies as well. He got a good one as well, didn't he, against the Baggies? He got a couple against the Baggies, but the one springs to mind off the corner at the Hawthorns when he was in the yellow shirt. That was a good one.
And I've got to say, I feel for friend of the show and always listening, joining in, Stacey Mason, who she's got his signature. He's got his name and signature as a tattoo, and she's going to be in floods of tears. I don't know what we're going to do to try and cheer her up, but I'm sure she'll be stalking him throughout the rest of this season and as things continue. But what are people's thoughts on what he'll go on to do? I mean, I was asked on WM on Saturday when it was announced, and the one thing I said was, he, for me, is a perfect fit for working with the kids because he is a role model. He's been there. He's done it across the different divisions. Striker, head of the ball. You're not allowed until a certain age now to head a ball in football in school. So when you come into the game at a later stage and want to learn, there's no better professional really to go and learn it from.
No.
Sorry, Craig. I was going to say he's such a good all-rounder. He could put his hand to most things. I don't know. He might, like I say, he could get involved with Craig Gardner at player recruitment, or he could go down coaching later on.
Well, he said on here, didn't he? Coaching or scouting. So
I just hope he's around for another 10 years. I hope his affiliation with us goes on for another 10 years.
Yeah.
He's part of the furniture now, isn't he?
I think eventually he's got all the credentials to be a good manager as well.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, Paul, who knows? He could be with us.
And just in reply to DDT, he says, now Duke's retired, can we get him on? Well, we have had him on, actually. And
I'll try again.
He's the only current player we've ever had on Tilton Talk, but yeah.
Do anyone that hasn't seen that episode, do literally catch up on that because it was one of the best episodes that we've done, wasn't it?
I think Ethan Laird should come on.
Yeah.
Anyone at the club, anybody, just get him on this program.
We've seen the girly moments in some of the other shows, Claire. We wouldn't be able to just stop you from being all the show. So
did you see him dancing at the end? Did you see him dancing? He was great.
I'll tell you,
he was on a little boogie to himself in the centre circle on his way to go and get his friends and family. And I was like, go on. Ledinho. We had a song for him the other day.
Ledinho.
At Burton, yeah. We called him Ledinho. It was hilarious.
Ledinho. He reminds me of Jono a lot with his mannerisms and his personality.
Yeah.
He comes across, doesn't he, to Jono? Yeah. I mean, that video of him doing the training ground tour as well was fantastic, wasn't it?
I smiled all the way through that. So he's just fun. He's just a great guy, isn't he? He's just
He's
like laughter, smiling. That's what you want.
Yeah, he's got an infectious personality. If a lift broke down, then you want to be stuck in it with him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Actually, I can't think
quiet there.
of anybody that you'd rather be stuck with than him. Actually, it'd be brilliant.
I did look at Robe.
Let's put a poll out there, Chris. Who would you rather be stuck in a lift with, Robe or Lairdo, and see what happens?
Well, I hope Ethan's not listening.
Remember what you said about Stacey Mason, Craig? I want to know where this tattoo is and if she's got just Duke or Lucas and his middle name and Jukovic as well somewhere.
If you haven't seen, Stacey has it on her ankle.
Thank God for that.
She actually got a tattoo of him on her ankle. And then, as the story goes, Solihull Moors, pre-season game, she met up with him and basically asked him to sign her ankle underneath the picture. Then took that signature and got it tattooed. So, I am sure, and I know she's listening. So Stacey, if you've got a picture send it me, and we'll get Chris to show it if we can on the screen. But yeah, he found it highly amusing, the fact that Stacey'd even done it. But we talk about fans, but be sotted, Paul. That's all I can say. Be sotted. Wait until Sunday night. You'll see. I shall just be stalking him.
Takes me back to
Let the rest of us have a chat with him. I've got plenty of friends that need to have a chat with him.
Yeah. Takes me back to Kev Tomlinson, that does, with Gary Monk on his backside.
Oh, yeah.
He had his backside signed as well. He had his backside. Yeah, he got him to sign his backside, didn't he? Got that tattooed as well. That was it. Above his face. He had his face tattooed. Because I think he said if we stay up or something, didn't he?
It was a bet, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I wonder if he still got it.
I think I was choice, hasn't
Days of removal. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That'd be a right pain in the butt, wouldn't it, if you had that done?
Yeah.
I'm here all week.
Mick Harford's come up quite a few times now on YouTube and on Facebook. Bob Blatchford as well.
Yeah, these are before my time, Chris. In my time,
yeah.
I know I look older, but I'm only 45, so 46 actually. Sorry.
I tell you what, I didn't realise you were younger than Mark Adams, Paul. Well, do you know what I mean? That's impressive, that is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Really?
I think Liam Daish, for me, Liam Daish headed a bowling ball into that goal half the time. Every header he scored was like a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the one against.
Horsfield got a few, didn't they?
Yeah, also. Yeah, don't get me wrong. We've had some good ones, but I just think the way he took heady goals was better.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Duke was great.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. So moving on, then we've played another couple of games, haven't we, since we were last on with Ian Dutton a couple of weeks ago? So we drew 0-0 at home to Crawley, didn't we, on Good Friday? Was it? I think.
Yeah.
And couldn't quite get the breakthrough in that game, could we, and score? But we still obviously didn't remain unbeaten after that. I think that was just a bit of a sort of come down, maybe still after Wembley, wasn't it, and stuff. So it didn't quite happen for us that day. And then we had a good trip to Burton Albion on the Monday and won that 1-2-1 and played pretty well, I thought, especially after we scored. I mean, we didn't really look like scoring that much, did we, Claire, up until we did score? But once we scored, that was it, wasn't it? We got our rhythm.
Yeah, I think that they came out at us a little bit more after we scored. Stamstead literally celebrated right in front of us, which was great.
Yeah, good goals.
And it was a great goal from him. Stano took his goal really well as well. And like Burton, they're all right. They're just they gave us a bit of a game, but otherwise, I think it was more like a training session, to be honest.
Yeah. And Al, this is making me think now. This typical Blues thing has gone because that was a bogey ground for us, Burton Albion.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. That's another thing you could say to Chris Davies. We've never won here.
Yeah,
and he probably knew that, because he does his homework, doesn't he? And he probably knew that, and he thought, this is not going to continue. We're going to win here today, and if you're sort of not well up on all the statistics, it would that I mean, if you think about the games we played there, they're in absolute nightmares, defeats from the jaws of victory all the time, but that it was so authoritative. It never looked like we were ever going to be in any trouble.
No,
and that's another one to tick off. We got rid of that bogey off our back, monkey off our backs.
Yeah.
And that pleased me probably as much as any other result, especially away from home. I mean, I don't think we'd actually beat them at home. Oh yeah, we beat them in the cup one. Yeah, in the league, we hadn't beaten them at home.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, so we've done the double over them this season and buried that hatchet now, haven't we?
Really? Absolutely.
Yeah. So all these sort of bogey grounds and bogey teams now we're starting to.
When we went down to the third division the first time, I remember saying we found out that we've got another 20 bogey grounds. And unfortunately, one of them's our own. But that sort of gallows humour has gone now. Isn't it? We don't even think of things like that.
No.
It's great, and it's frustrating that when you play for 25 minutes and you rattle a crossbar and blah, 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 and you don't score. It can get frustrating, but we've done that when we've been triped. So you come away and you haven't scored. I mean, that has been a problem for us for 10 years, other than probably when Shay Adams was here. We couldn't score enough goals, and you look at the statistics, you don't think, we had a six against Barnsley, 7 against Fulham, and what else? A couple of 4s. But when you look at the goal scoring, you got blokes with.
Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Burger King. Celebrate the icon that is the Whopper. Now juicier and tastier than ever, but still with 100% British and Irish beef and fresh ingredients. Whopper never tasted so good. Fuel your game day with flame grilled perfection by ordering Burger King delivery to your door. Every home is now home of the Whopper.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
We've scored over 100 goals this season. When was that? When did that happen the last time? And we don't draw many blanks, do we? No. we had a couple of nils here and there, but we don't draw them. Even when it's tight, we get that goal. And I always sit there thinking, as soon as the first goal goes in, game over. We ain't going to lose now. Now, we probably would point out a game where we did. Certainly, we didn't win. Wrexham, I think, brings to mind. But generally speaking, that goal goes in. The opposition are now, what do we do now? We can't sit here all day defending, wasting time like we've been done for the last hour. And as soon as that goal goes in, and it goes in. It might be a struggle, but somebody sticks it in the net. And we've had so many different goal scorers. Everybody in the squad virtually scored. It's only Pake hasn't scored, I think.
Pake
Pake scored.
When?
The week.
He did. He scored.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yes, you're right.
Tilton, yeah.
There's only Grant Hanley, I think. Grant Hanley in the new left back. I want to mention Grant Hanley. I want to give him a shout out as well for his performance at Burton Albion. I thought he was brilliant that day.
Yes, you did play well.
He was my man.
You look at our statistics, a goal difference of 50.
I know.
You don't do that if you can't score.
No.
So it hasn't been spectacular, but it's been very, very efficient. We scored against you. You don't win.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but even if you half that goal difference and went for plus 25, and then you sort of took 30 points off us next season, and we finished on, say if we win the last 2 games and we finish on 81 points next season, that'll put us in the top 6, won't it?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be totally different now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 100% hard. Yeah. It's going to be totally different because we need to be able to adapt to the way that we play. Because I think if we played in a certain way, we've managed to break teams down. For example, like the Stevenage game the other day, you could tell it was our second team, but you could tell it was our second team.
Yeah.
And then obviously we then brought on all the subs, and it just changed the game completely.
Yeah.
Howie wasn't a handball against theirs, and they blamed Stano, but that was another, but Cochrane's finish was exceptional. And then to go over 100 points was just brilliant. But I just think when people know how you play, especially as you get higher, I think it's harder. And I think you have to be able to adapt your play more. For example, that's why the Southamptons, the Leicesters, and that are coming back down again, because they haven't been able to adapt to their play. Well, actually, like Forest, they adapted. They went, right, we need to be solid at the back, stay up. Now we can kind of play how we want to play. And I think that, like, for example, I mean, like Leeds are about to come on. They don't let many goals in. So you have to be defensively good. We haven't really had that, like, where we've had runners come at us. We haven't really had it where, you know, the only game we really had that was Newcastle.
And to be honest, Claire, a lot of games next season it will be like, in some ways, like Newcastle game. We're not going to get much of the ball, and I hope people are realistic enough to appreciate that and realise that it's going to be a whole different level.
We need to switch the mindset, so it's not we're going into. Obviously, we're going in at every game, and we're going to believe we can win a game, which is great. We're not going in like we have done before, but I think we need to be a bit more realistic. I'm not saying that we're not going to do well. Top 10 for me would be excellent. Getting to playoffs higher, I think, wow, do you know what you've done? It depends who we buy, it depends what goes on, but I think we've got to be a bit more realistic. We're going into the Championship, which is, you know, a really tough league where you've got a lot of experienced players, but I'd rather it be us and how we are at the moment than Wrexham going up, because Wrexham, half their team's near retirement, aren't they? So I think it's going to be a lot harder than people think.
I think having seen both leagues now, I think the gap between the Championship and League One is just as big as the Championship and the Premier League. And it's going to be, obviously we've got quite a few players that are unproven in the Championship. We've got a manager who's unproven in the Championship. So hopefully they can all adapt and have no problem with it whatsoever. And I've got every faith in Chris Davies doing that from what I've seen of him so far. But obviously
I think that could play partly into our favour, though. Because I think Davies this season has taken his first job as a head coach and taken us to the league title. He has put himself well and truly into everybody's shop window, and the only way for him to go is up. And I think next season he is going to learn and continue to progress. And I tell you, people are going to come sniffing around Chris Davies next season. You know, the first Premier League sackings, and people will start looking. And I just think we've got, for a change, we've actually got that little bit about us, which means we don't have to let these people go. And actually, the start of a major journey. We were talking earlier, by the way, about Stacey's tattoo. She has placed a message on the message board just to say to people, it's actually his number, and then it has been signed. However, we now have photographic evidence. So, Chris, over to you to work your magic.
Yeah, I've just.
What is his shirt number or his phone number?
No, trust me, never, ever give her his phone number. Look, there you go. So you can now see Jukeys and signature is what Stacey had put onto her leg. The real scary thing, real scary thing though, and I've got a feel for him, is yes, she said she got upset over the fact that he wasn't going to play anymore. So now she's going after Alfie May. So that'll be the next one, next tattoo.
That'll be a lot less painful, won't it, than Juke having Juke?
Yeah, seriously.
So Coach Mark Meredith, mate, I think, you know, what do you think about, you know, adapting to the Championship as a manager compared to, I know you haven't obviously done it, but you've been a coach. What's your opinion on it? Do you think Chris Davies obviously is going to sort of go to it quite seamlessly, or do you think he'll have to make quite a few changes to what he's been doing this season?
Yeah, I think he's probably going in. He's probably got a plan to go into. He's got to sit down, I think, with his coaching staff and work out, you know, what he's got already. I don't think he's going to lose much, if honest. You may get a couple of people, you know, Jukeys obviously gone, and maybe Bellic, from my thoughts, maybe on the way out. But apart from that, he's pretty much got the choice of what the squad is now. And I think he's got to look at it. What Chris Davies does a great job of, I feel, is that his resume is a little bit different to other coaches. He's been in a lot of the recruitment side of the game, a lot of the analysis side of the game with Liverpool and people like that. So he analyzes teams and leagues from all over the country. And I think that's going to be a massive help for him and us as a club, that he can analyze what's in front of him, see who he's going to play. And over the next couple of weeks, it's important because you're going to get the promotion and relegation of each division. You're going to get playoffs and stuff like that. So it's going to get to the stage then when he has a clear picture of who we are going to play next year and then what he feels like he needs to add. Yeah. From my point of view, I think he probably needs to add 4 or 5 strong players into the group. I'd like to see the opportunity given to a lot of the signings that he already made. And listen, I think full credit to Craig Gardner, because I think every signing that he's made or brought to the club has been excellent. I don't think there's been really any that we're massively frustrated with. So, and then it's the interesting things of like people like, Lee Buchanan and Dykes and people like that have missed a lot of the season through injury. Like they're still our players. Deion Sanderson's still our player. Those type of players. I think it's now back to the drawing board a little bit on who you feel would be capable and then who's going to be your big signing. I've heard over the last couple of days, obviously as soon as Vardy, I don't want Vardy, I think he's too old now, but as soon as Vardy decided he was leaving Leicester, that Birmingham's name was there. Obviously Wrexham's name's now there as well with them going up. Che Adams has been mentioned returning, which again could be a decent one, but we're going to be, because we're the record breakers right now, we're going to be linked to every Tom, Dick and Harry, I'm sure, for the next 3 months. But I think as a coach, he needs to just shut his door, get his list out and go from there and see that. I think what he's going to try to do is at least have 2, maybe 3 good players at each position. He's always said that, it's a squad game. And I feel like every time he has made a replacement in these areas, he's put quality in there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
So I got full trust in him. It's going to be tougher. It's going to be tougher for him as well. It's his first year in the Championship and it only gets harder. I just hope, and I know we talked about it briefly as on this show, I just hope the fans understand that there's going to be a reality check there. It isn't going to be as easy as this year has been. So I don't want it to get to the stage where, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we're 10 games in next year and we haven't won many games and everyone start calling for the guy's head. We've got to be smart enough to know that this is still a building thing for us. And I'm with Claire. Anything within the top 10 and above, I think is a massive success for us next year.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Going on to, sorry, Paul, just say quickly, going back to the Crawley game, it's a really weird little bit of negativity. Some people were booing at the final whistle and saying it was embarrassing and stuff like that. And it's just like, what? It was awful. There's only a minority.
The expectation levels are they're high at the moment. But I think, just coming on to what Mark said there, what people have got to realise is this actually isn't just a little step between this league and the Championship. It's a major one. It's shown here. I know we spent money and people will always say, oh, they bought the league, they did that, they did. We bought the players. You can't make every single one of those players gel unless you've got the people around it to make it happen. And that's the key difference. That's what helped Davies get manager of the season. Not us winning the league, but the fact that he took a club and a group of players from the doldrums to the ultimate high, brought in basically the players that he has done and got them to gel, and all of them stood out. And I think that is credit to Craig Gardner and the recruitment side, because what they've done is they've done the homework, not only on the ability of the player, but also the mentality of the player. Because many seasons, how many times have we gone, we don't want those people to turn up and wear them shirts again? Right, Burke, nobody wanted him around. Claire offered to drive him back to Germany. We had other players. The people were saying the same thing. Don't come near us. Don't put the blue shirt on again.
Yeah.
And yet this season, I can't name one. I can't name one that I would say that I wouldn't have back in a blue shirt. I think all of them have deserved their opportunity. And I think they'll get an opportunity. But do I think we will see them all again? No. I think there might be a few shocks as the window opens. And I think we'll move on to players we don't necessarily think at the moment that we would move on. But whatever we do, and whoever they bring in, we know will be for the better of the club. And that's where we've got to aim, isn't it? You know, are we aiming to be promoted again next season? We'd all love it. Do Knighthead want us to be promoted? Hell yes. You can tell that Wagner's already on the case. He is already doing it. He is pushing our club. He's pushing the city. And more to the point, you know, it's how it all comes together.
Yeah. Now, before we come on to the fun stuff, Craig, I'll just very quickly, want to go around the room. Player of the season, goal of the season. I'll start us off. Player of the season, Cochrane. Goal of the season, Iwata against Newcastle. Claire?
I voted for Clara and Iwata.
Okay. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, is there? There could be. Even if you'd have said Paik, if you'd have said Iwata, player of the season, even if you'd have said like Stansfield or Allsop, I wouldn't have argued with you. Do you know what I mean? Even Ben Davies as well. You know, there's been that many candidates. It's going to be interesting to see who actually does win it. But yeah, Mark Adams.
Same as you, Paul. Cochrane and Iwata.
Okay. Paul Hunt.
Clara and Iwata.
Mark Meredith.
Clara, and then I'm going to go Dykes in the FA Cup.
Oh, shout.
Ooh, okay. Right.
It's a good shout, that is.
It is, yeah. Cochrane, and for me, Stansfield Barnsley away.
Yeah, it was a screamer, wasn't it? Right. Alan?
Well, I was in the Cochrane camp probably a month and a half ago, and I think Clara in the last 6 weeks has overtaken him because he's not deviated from his consistency. I think that Cochrane just got a bit tired towards the end, and he wasn't as good as he was for the first 3 quarters of the season. So I'm going for Clara now, and I can think of a dozen really good goals. There was 2 on Sunday.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as I said before, Iwata's goal against Newcastle, I nearly jumped out. Well, I did. I jumped off the settee. It was such a shock, you know, and to hit a football that hard, that straight, it's still going up when he went under the crossbar. The goalkeeper, nuts. So yeah, I've got to go for that.
Yeah, it's the best goal I've seen at St Andrews live in my life so far. Never mind this season. So, but yeah, last but not least, Chris. And this goes out. Sorry, Chris. This goes out to everyone on the chat as well. If anyone can keep record of the votes, and then we'll.
I'm keeping tallies as we go along,
and then we'll come up with the Tilton Talk Show player and goal of the season. Probably after the show, and put it on the. We can put it on the page, can't we? After, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going Clara Iwata. It was a really tough call, though. Mark put the Catamount pigeons in. A slow, really closely followed by Dykes.
Dykes, yeah. I think Keshi deserves a mention as well.
I was going to say the goal against Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best away goals. That would be my away goal of the season, closely followed by Stano at Barnsley. But I mean, I think we were all in shock when that went in. And I just remembered literally, it was pandemonium.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Okay, have we got any?
I think Jukeys' goal has to win moment of the season, right?
Moment of the season,
Jukeys' goal at St.
Yeah. Is that? Can you vote for that? Was that on the app?
Don't think it was.
Oh, it normally is, but maybe not this year.
It wasn't. It wasn't even a competition for young player of the season. I don't think any of the other players really made any more than half a dozen appearances all season, apart from. So, if he doesn't win that, I'll be amazed. I think he was up against the likes of Brandon Keeler, wasn't he? And people like that, you know, so it's not even going to be a competition that, unfortunately, as well as Brandon Keeler did do when he come in the team earlier in the season. He got and that's another goal that deserves mentioning as well. He got
yeah.
Who are we talking about, Paul? You faded off in my...
I'm talking about young player of the season. That was the other option on the app, Al, when they asked you to make your votes. And Jay Stansfield was by far going to be the winner on that one, in my opinion. Anyway, I think so.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So moving on, Chris, have you got a who or
Paul? Do you want the short answer or the long answer?
So they're both the same.
Both knows.
The long answer
both knows.
The long answer is no. Short answer is no.
Okay, and same goes for Barnett's as well.
No.
We have got the tally and the poll so far, just for your reference. Clara and Iwata are heads and tails above everybody so far. Anderson has had a shout for quite a few for player of the season.
Yeah, good shout.
But yeah, Iwata's goal is the only one at the moment that's is being voted for. And as I say that, another one comes through, which is Brandon Keeler's goal at Charlton, which also was class.
Right.
I do want to, if we can, I want to come on to a couple of things just ahead of getting Paul's 1 to 11, which I know he's worked hard to do. But firstly, this weekend, it's huge. Birmingham ladies go into this weekend 2 points behind the leaders. We are playing the leaders at St Andrews. It is the do or die game that we all, at the end of the day, wanted it to. We didn't want to come down to the last game, but it's got there. So I know, and I've said it before, the ladies' football is not everybody's kettle of fish. However, Sunday, the ladies need you more than ever. We need St Andrews to be as full as possible. The club are already putting the details out around how tickets can be purchased, and watch out for further things in regards to what happens on the day, etc. But if you can make it down to St Andrews, £8 for an adult, £2 for a kid, let's get the place rocking. We've got a record attendance. We'd love to beat it. And we know that it's possible. The demand is there. It's on Sunday. People were asking Sunday straight away, how can we get there? What can we do? Ticket office and online to buy your tickets, the same as you would do for the men's. The difference is it's the COP that's open at the moment. But why, and I go back to it, why couldn't we have more stands open? It would be absolutely amazing to go into the end of the season with the men's team promoted and champions and the ladies' team promoted and champions. Let's not forget one spot in the Women's Super League to get up there. That's it. One spot, and we deserve our opportunity to do it. Amy and the team have done some wonders. Amy this week has become the she's won the Writers' Award for Manager of the Season. So we got Chris Davis taking the men's award. We got Amy taking one of the ladies' awards. So it is all being recognised. But please, come along, support the ladies. Let's get behind them. Let's back them. And let's see both of those teams getting promoted. And watch out for my posts. I will get out there as much as I possibly can leading up to the game. I'll be there myself. And I know for people that are going to the Players' Awards, it's going to be tight between going to the game, getting home from the game, getting changed and getting back into Birmingham. But it's possible to do. So, look, let's get down there. Let's support Amy and the rest of the squad, and let's help them get that title as well. And so, yeah, watch out for more. And Paul, I know we've mentioned earlier on around the foundation, around the events, the Blues Fest. But what else can we do to support the foundation in terms of raising funds? What other areas can people go on to? Can they donate? I've seen a couple of people asking, can they donate on websites, etc. So are there ways to do it? Because I think it's a substantial amount of money, isn't it, that's needed for one of the power wheelchairs alone?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So the answer to your first question is you can go online and donate as well on the foundation website. Okay.
I'll put a link up for everybody on that.
You what, sorry?
I'll put a link up as well for everybody on that.
Thank you. Excellent. And talking about the chairs, that the chairs cost literally like £10,000 per chair. For somebody to go and play football in a wheelchair will cost them 10 grand. Yeah, so that's why we're doing all these fundraising events to get the money to get chairs for some of the fans that I've been speaking to, match day that want to have a go at it. If we could get the chairs, they can have a go, and that's what we're doing all this for.
Paul, just going back to the power chairs, I'm fascinated by this. Do you say you're a player?
No, I'm not a player.
Oh, right, okay.
I coach. I'm terrible.
In this power, so are the positions like as in football? Are they like
so it's four-a-side.
Four-a-side.
Okay. Yeah, you have a goalkeeper, but that goalkeeper can play out as well, so you can make 4 players out. So there's different systems you can play.
And how big is the pitch? I'm guessing
it's on a basketball, national basketball size pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the goals are 6 meters wide.
Right. Okay. Because I remember seeing the rugby many years ago. Oh. They called it death game.
Murder ball, wasn't it?
Murder ball. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like that.
No.
That was actually scary to watch because I tell you what, there was no holding back.
No. But this sport is very, very skillful as well. I mean, the players that play now, you look at them and think, how did they do that? It's really, really skillful.
Is it women's and men's, or is it mixed? Or
no, it's open age and it's open gender. So anybody from 8 plus.
Right.
And women can play together. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and obviously
as an England team as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. But coming back onto the women for a minute, Craig, I just want to wish Amy, obviously, say well done to Amy Merricks as well for winning Manager of the Season as well. That's a fantastic achievement. And what is the record attendance, Craig, for the women's team? Do you know?
So, not off the top of my head, but I know when I look at it, one of the records was set when we were in the women's top league previously. But also, we have had a game against Liverpool pre-season, which attracted a large number as well. But if you take, we've had easily 2,500, 3,000 at quite a few of the games.
Yeah.
But take the Cop. The Cop alone, if that was full, is about 9,000 now, I think, since the seat reshuffles, etc., that took place.
Yeah, because we had it full for Warsaw, and it was about 9.
So there's no reason whatsoever that we couldn't do this. And we know that the London City Lionesses are going to travel in numbers. Let's face it, they're coming into the game. They're leading the pack. They just have to sit back and get a draw, and that's it. They're into the top league. But from what we've seen this season, and I think the camaraderie within the women in comparison to the men is so similar. The type of football that you will see, the Birmingham women in full flow it really is a pleasure to watch, and you can see that every single one of them is fighting for a shirt. And I'll go back to it. It's a family atmosphere. It's a family occasion. You're not going to get somebody that's a diehard football fan that loves to go down, have a load of bevies beforehand, go and shout and scream, go into a ladies' game. It's just not going to happen. But what you do get is those families, and it's a brilliant family day out. The kids get the entertainment outside that's put on by the foundation. There's the posters and the different things that happen inside the stadium. The players at the end of every single game walk around along with Amy. They will sign all the posters. So last time around, it was arranged for them all to have Sharpie pens. So each player had a Sharpie pen. So they come up to the fans and he's like, right, do you want your poster signed? Yeah, sign it. Then there's the footballs they sign, the shirts. It's just, it's brilliant. It's totally different. And let's also not forget, the Alliance and stuff is open as well. So it's not just if you want to go and sit in the stadium and just have watch the game in the normal seats, as we like to call it, but the posh seats are available as well. So there are meals and things laid on.
I've just had a brainwave, Craig. Just the salesperson in me has just had a brainwave, and I think the one way that they could increase the capacity on Sunday, and pass this on while you're there, Paul, put the scarves on the seats again.
Yeah, could do.
Yeah,
and the other thing is, it's really, and I still actually find it strange, but sitting in the stand having a beer while you're watching the football. And I know it sounds really weird to say, but it's just different.
They all did it round by me anyway in the team. They all brought the beers down.
It is weird. It is strange. So I blame Chris. You know what I mean? It's your fault.
Anyway, as we come into the final third of the show, Paul, I want to come on to you, mate. The floor is yours for your 1 to 11. So tell us your formation, and then start us off, obviously, with the personnel. Then come on to the manager, captain at the end, mate.
This was hard.
How long did it take you?
You what, sorry?
How long did it take you to do it?
Been writing down, crossing out since Friday. About 50 goalkeepers.
And this is in your lifetime, mate, yeah? So far?
You what, sorry?
This is your lifetime?
Yeah. So okay. I've gone the old 4-4-2. Okay, so I've got Joe Hart.
Yeah, good shout.
Okay. Stephen Carr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Roger Johnson.
Happy birthday to Roger Johnson today, by the way, as well.
Happy birthday, Roger Johnson.
Yeah.
Martin Granger. Louis Donowa.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, God, there's a blast in the past.
Yeah.
So you played safe.
His song was great as well, wasn't it?
He'd be good in this team now, wouldn't he, on one of the wings?
Yeah. We need pace.
Brian
Hughes.
What a player.
Barry Ferguson. Standard Azoridis. Look, when you can say it. Standard Azoridis.
Yeah, brilliant.
And it's just the top two. Christophe Duguay and Mikhail Forsell.
Oh, wow. Actually, there's some names in that team that I don't think we've had shouted out for any of us.
Show me age, no?
I think Louis Donowa is an absolute... That's an absolute genius one, because the winger, and then to have two people up front that can score with their head as well.
Yeah.
That'd be who would be your manager and who'd be your captain, Paul?
I've got manager Steve Bruce.
Player manager.
Yeah. And the captain Barry Ferguson.
I thought you were going to say Steve Bruce again.
I was toying with it. I can't have him in the team and manager and captain.
You must have wrote Seb Larson down and scrubbed him out, though.
Absolutely. Jose Dominguez. Ben Foster, Ian Bennett. Oh, that's right.
Robbie Savage.
We've had some good keepers as well.
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one, didn't you, Paul?
I forget about Jude Bellingham.
Just in case he's watching as well, Paul Devlin, did you write him down and scrub him out?
Sorry, Paul Devlin, I didn't know. And another one as well, probably if he's listening in Clarkson. Sorry, Clarkson.
That's a good side. I like it. You got a good mixture of of sort of different teams there as well, and different sort of times.
Yeah. So, I mean, Roger Johnson and Scott Dann was a good partnership as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, but him and Brucey, Roger Johnson and Brucey together would have been good as well.
Yeah. I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, that's good, mate. No, thank you for that. So, last 5 minutes, this has gone quick again.
Maz wants to know, wasn't Donowa a left wing?
Donowa, he played on both, didn't he?
No, he played both. Could have absolutely willed it, West Brom, didn't he? On the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there that night as well.
I know I was.
Yeah, brilliant goal.
Yeah.
Stunning goal that was.
Let's come on to predictions, actually. So, Wednesday night, Blackpool away, followed by Cambridge away on Saturday. Claire, I'll start with you.
I mean, I'll take a 1-0 at Blackpool and take us enough time to get there. Cambridge, well, free hit for both, isn't it, really? 4-0.
Bloody hell, where did that come from? Okay.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we'll sign off in style.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Robe?
I'm going to go for a draw at Blackpool. I think might have had a few celebrations yesterday. So I'm going to 1-1 at Blackpool, and I think we'll just destroy Cambridge. I'm going to go 3-0.
Okay.
Cambridge.
That's destruction.
All right, then. I'll go 4 then.
Hey!
5.
5. Go on. Keep going.
Mark Meredith, you're on mute, in case you don't know who he is.
Hey. I go 1-1 as well on Blackpool, and then I'll take a 6 against Cambridge, so we can see Chrissy Stong again before the end of the
season. Paul, give us your predictions, mate.
I'm going to go a draw at Blackpool, 1-1 as well, and 3-0 at Cambridge.
Yeah.
Let's hope Jukeys scores.
Yeah.
Brilliant, that would, wasn't
it? Does anyone think we'll mix it up a bit for the games?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think
Blackpool 100%.
Yeah. Craig?
I'm going to go for a 2-0 at Blackpool. And I just think I agree with Claire. We're going to end on a high, so I'm actually going to go. I think I'll go the highest one so far, and I'm going to say 5. I just fancy us to get 5 at Cambridge. I really do.
Okay. Hopefully Morrow isn't too worn out after that. If that happens, I don't know if he's going to go down with them to League 2 or not, or what. I don't know. Well, good luck to him if he does. Obviously, I hope he does continue to play into next season, but I think he's probably good enough still for League 1, isn't he? I would say. But Alan?
Well, excuse the pun, but I think Blackpool will be on the beach and we'll beat them 2-0. And we haven't scored. We've scored everything from 1 to 7 this year, except 5. So I'll put that in for Cambridge. 5.
5-0. Okay.
5-0. Yeah.
Chris?
I'm going to go 2-1 Blackpool. 2-1 Blackpool and a stonking 3-0.
Okay. I'm going to go for back-to-back 3-0s. I think we'll win 3-0 Wednesday and Saturday.
And the message board, Benji Smith is saying 1-1 Blackpool, 3-0 Cambridge. The 2-1 away Blues at Cambridge. At Blackpool, and 2-0 Cambridge from Ray Hobro. Ray Cornish is saying Blackpool 1-2. Cambridge, we're going to win 3-0. Paul McCarthy, 2-0 and 3-0. Both Birmingham winning. Jason Hughes has gone for 1-1 and then a 2-1 win at Cambridge. And Ray Hobro's just made a really good point. The last game of the season, we could potentially see 2 players playing against each other that might not. Well, one of them definitely won't play for their club again, and the other one might not as well. In that it's Morrow versus Jukeys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good show. Yeah.
On YouTube, Blue Shadow's gone 2-0 Wednesday, 7-0 at Cambridge. Ooh, okay.
Can we quickly do each question, Blue Shadow? We had a good question off him, didn't we? I've only just read.
I'll send it to you.
So, question to all: now Duke has retired, who is a legend of Blues and missed and will be missed on the pitch. Out of the players that may leave, is there any of them that will be missed? If so, who and why?
May leave.
May leave, yeah. I mean, pardon the pun, but May. Alfie May, I think he's his sort of personality around the place. He's another lively person, isn't he? He's well liked amongst the squad. He did decide to go back down to League One to play more because let's face it, he does struggle to get starts now in League One with us, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be any different in the Championship. So he might decide to go back to Tilton or somewhere else to play more, to get more minutes. So I think, as a person, from what I can see, he'd be missed, wouldn't he, around the squad, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think Davies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to look at the fact that Big Phil Newman's already signed and I'm looking forward to seeing the Clara and Newman centre-half partnership because I think that is what you're going to see. I hope Davies does stay, but I think he could be a very similar position to that of Alfie Maypole and want the game time. So, yeah, I see him move on.
Remember that you do get more subs.
True.
In the Championship.
Yeah, true.
So, and also you need a squad. So, I think you might say that, but then I think there's always injuries and stuff.
Paul, Blue Shadow is a young woman, not a man.
Okay, sorry.
And so Chuzza says, can you change your name to Light Blue Shadow?
Did I mention?
I like Bielik. I think the writing's on the wall for Bielik, isn't it?
Kavanaugh's just said that as well. Actually, he's a likeable fellow and all-round player, but we think we'll see him go.
Yeah. What about Lyndon Dykes will be around, won't he?
Don't know.
I
don't know.
think he'll go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you know.
I just don't think it's like.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
He hasn't been my favourite player, but I think he's tried every time he's come on. Like, I can't fault his effort. But I think he will go for extra minutes because of Scotland and things like that. I just don't think it's worked out. And I think if you then got 2 extra strikers, get someone tall, get someone pacey, I think we've got, even with Alfie May, he can always come on and, you know, he's going to work hard. You got Jay. Just think we need someone tall like a Jukey, and we need someone fast and tall with pace.
What about Kieran Dowell?
I don't want him to go anywhere, but Keshi Anderson, he's out of contract, isn't he? I don't want him to go, but let's hope we can keep him on. But I think we would miss Keshi if he disappeared. He seems to have come into the goal scoring swing and everything.
Do we think writing's on the wall for Peacock Farrell?
Yeah.
I think
we're in Fergie time now, aren't we?
Yeah, I think
about 2 minutes.
Chris putting his arms out obviously tells us that it's now full time. So I thought he was doing the Jude Bellingham celebration for a minute.
Nobody can see me.
So we've been the Tilton Talk Show. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's good night from me, and it's good night from Claire Gibney.
It's good night from me. Safe travels to everyone that goes away as well. And it's a good night from Craig.
And it's a good night from me. And listen, please back the ladies. Let's get behind Amy and on Sunday. Get down there to support them as much as possible, and keep an eye out on Tilton Talks page. Look out for the Women's OSC page for all of the updates that's going on. And the club will be announcing things as we go on. Good night, everybody. Congratulations to Chris Davis and Amy again, and I'll hand over to Mark Meredith.
Yep, it's a good night from me, and it's a good night from the chairman.
Thank you, Mark. I'm just glad I'm not the manager going to make all these decisions. But thank you, everybody, for watching, and good night, and God bless you all. And I'll hand over to our guest, Paul.
Thank you for having me on. It's been really good. And I hope everybody enjoys the last couple of games, and safe travels. Keep right on.
Thanks for coming on, Paul. We appreciate it.
Cheers for coming on, Paul.
Really appreciate it. Thank
you.
Paul.
From the fortress of the Midlands as well, mate.
Yeah. Nice one. Cheers.
Left.
Can somebody say bye to Mark Robe? He's got no people here.
Good night and it's a good night from the 2 Scar Mark.
Oh, 2 Scar Mark. There you go.
I can explain.
3 scarves, actually, Claire, because we came to
we
one
haven't got time with Fergie time, Robe, and we got to say goodbye to Chris as well. So
yeah, we don't want to listen to your lies.
Would anyone keep Lee Mung Joyler next season? Because I'm just looking at the programme. Lee Mung Joy look's been all right.
Just say bye your feet. It's fine.
Yeah, say bye, Mark.
Good night from me. Thanks, everyone. It's been a brilliant weekend, and I'll pass over to Chris.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And it's a good night from me. Good night, and we'll see you next week.
And good luck to the women on Sunday.
Yeah, good
luck. On the ladies.
Yeah, best of luck.
Bye.
Ronnie Blues.
And it's actually 8:05. Sorry, not 8:02. I'm just on USA time over here.
Robe, are you selling that scarf on eBay?
I'm not selling any scarves. The scarves I've got, I'm going to cherish.
How have you got 2 scarves, Robe?
Some poor person's gone home without a scarf because of Robe.
He's had one.
It's a long story, but I'm in the clear. I'm all right.
Good evening.
Good evening. Where is everybody?
Nobody tends to come on now. It's about 20 past.
Well, it's that. Well, according to my clock, it's that now.
No, it's 16 minutes past now. So, right, that's gone. That's done. That's done.
I'm using my catch the bus watch.
Catch the bus, yeah, right. Always a bit in front.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you go there. Yeah, I have to have my getting up clock in front of. Actually, it's an hour and a half in front now. Because of the clock going forward. Was it backwards? I can't remember that. Forward. Let's bring forward. Yeah. I just can't. It's one of these really old-fashioned digital ones. And oh, God, it's so complicated to change it. I thought I'd just leave it. Like the one on my car. God.
By the time the season opens next year, the stand will be subject to some improvements.
Right.
Not before time. I mean, it's just the same as it's always been, you know.
I think they're going to tart it up, aren't they, really?
It really needs it, yeah. I mean, it's just, well, it's nearly as old as me, so.
Yeah. It's in the right state, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's the hotel, Paul?
It's all right.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi's all
right. Premier in, by the way?
Yeah, Stockton on Tees, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 Good evening.
Lovely. Oh, hello, Paul. Are you okay?
Yeah,
not too bad.
Hello.
Hey, dude.
You have to listen to me plenty of time shouting, don't you?
Doing it yourself, to be fair.
Hi, Paul. I don't know if we've met before, have we, Paul? Not sure, mate.
No, but you did. What are you, 3 rows down for us or something?
I'm 3 rows down from you, am I?
No, where do you sit, sorry?
I'm in club class, mate, just to the right.
No, we haven't met then.
I thought you'd be in posher seats, mate. You're not employed by the club. Are you employed by the club?
I'm in a wheelchair here. It's cost £9,000. That's posh enough.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm in the Alliance.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That's posh enough, though, isn't
it? Is that where you are right now? As you're speaking to us, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
Oh, good.
Yeah. There you go.
I think that's.
Can you see me? Because it's a light again.
No, that's fine.
No, it's fine.
Cool.
I think that's our first ever live broadcast from the ground ever.
Oh, blimey!
Me and Craig have done it before.
Of course, yeah.
That was in the pub, wasn't it?
I was in the pub.
It was in the pub, and then we went to the Alliance, I think.
First ever live broadcast from Stockton on Tees.
Yeah.
Pretty good run up here, I'll tell you, I'm knackered.
What time did you get there?
I left at 12:30, to be fair, so I got here like about just after 4. I stopped as well for 20 minutes.
Where is it?
It's like Teesside. So
Teesside, yeah. It's on Middlesbrough way, isn't it?
I'm about 25 minutes away from Middlesbrough's ground, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to go there next season.
Well, unless they go up there. If they beat Cov on Saturday, they'll take the playoff place off them.
That's why I really hope Hull go down, and I hope Plymouth go down, because then I don't have to go.
Yeah, I've still have nightmares of going to Hull when we lost 6-1. I drove all the way there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember that day as well. I was there.
Awful.
And then the cherry on the cake of that defeat was the employment of Steve Cottrell the next day.
Yep, and then I was there when we lost to Brentford as well.
Talk about kicking you while you're down. Lose 6-1, and then Steve Cottrell's your new manager the next day. Jesus.
Yeah.
We do it, haven't we?
Yeah. So I presume everyone got a scarf then?
I did. My mum's taken mine home to put it under the bed with all my kit.
Yeah, I've got one. I legged it to get mine and went back to get some food. I don't mind now.
So there was some people round by me who went to the seats and they weren't there.
Yeah.
I think they've got spares.
Have they?
Okay.
I'll go and find
them. I've asked for my brother because he was poorly yesterday. So
I gave mine to my cousin. We only had one between us.
Did you? I don't agree with that.
Yeah. So Lee didn't get one either. Lee and Trevor.
Oh, I love Trevor. Trevor is amazing. I love him. He's so great. He always fist bumps us, and I love him. Such a cool dude.
Is Meredith coming on as well?
He's going to be late, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be a bit.
I've got a work meeting.
Where's Craig?
Yeah, I ran into Craig yesterday after the game.
Probably on a bus.
Spoke to him
Yeah, I
earlier.
was going to say, yeah.
Yeah,
He's on his OSC bus.
change his name to the bus driver. Go on.
Yeah, he's got a new job.
Yeah.
I got on the 1875 and I saw him and he's like, oh god. That's nice, isn't it?
I know. He's a little clippy uniform.
Little Blakey.
Little that. You haven't paid.
I like you, Butler.
Paul, you want to talk about something in particular, I believe. Is that right, mate?
Yeah. Blues Fest, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Lee Camp.
Lee Camp.
Watch the show. Have you seen the show before? You watched us before?
Yeah, we watched it before, yeah.
Okay.
I've got me 1 to 11 as well.
Oh, well.
Nice. As well. Oh, fair play.
On the ball.
I'm telling you, these people, when they're arranged by me, are on the ball.
He's stop talking about him.
All right, bus driver. What number are you today?
Well, it depends, really. I mean, Robe, come on.
Yes.
Have you fessed up yet, Robe? Or am I going to have to out you in front of everybody?
What do you mean?
You, Butler.
Have you seen this?
Come on. Are you gonna fess up, or am I outing you in front of everybody?
What did I do?
What's that?
Somebody's trying to sell one of the scarves for £12 on Vinted.
Mate,
And someone went, it was free.
Sure.
That's
Robe's not answering, so I am going to out him on air.
What?
What did you do, Robe? Just tell us.
I didn't do anything. I just took. Well, I didn't take.
Hold on, Robe. How many scarves have you got?
Two.
What? Come on, Robe. How many scarves have you got?
Two.
Why have you got two?
I'll tell you now. I've got two.
Go on, then. Go on. What's your excuse? Come on.
Because Jane and the nephew are in the 12 lounge.
We're in the kiosk. We're in the kiosk buying a pie. You nicked their scarf.
Don't be ashamed of.
Do you know what? It was Pauline. You took his scarf, basically.
No. What it was?
He was supposed to be in the Gilmerick. You let him down there, Robe.
Robe got to his seat. His friend apparently went into 12. Now, because she was in 12, she didn't think she would get a scarf, but she's in 12, and everybody in 12 would get a scarf. So Robe just stole the one off the table next to her. So that one that's on Vinted, Claire, that's Robe selling.
That's not. No, it's not.
I'm ashamed.
That's a month's electricity.
It's absolutely disgusting. But
I'm ashamed.
No, honestly. No.
Do you know what? I'm not ashamed, Robe. I'm disappointed.
No.
That's worse.
I'll tell you what happened. So Jane and Jack were in 12, and then they didn't think they were getting a scarf, but they did. And then I went to get my scarf when I got there, and I took it, and I went back to get some food. And then when I went back down, the bloke who sat behind with his grandson, they said, "Oh, your mate Jane's not here, so we took a scarf for her in case anyone nicks it." So
my mum did go in early, and she got our scarves, and she was walking around with them.
Yeah,
come on, Jude. 12 quid will keep you alive for a month in Coventry.
So yeah, so I've ended up. Hey,
have you given the food?
Right, you getting changed or something?
I'm just waiting for him to walk past in his undies or something.
No, I've had to put me top.
You just want to be me, Craig, today. Look, you've just decided. You've seen me in mine.
Well, do you know what
with me mate Duke, look, no.
You know, I might as well go with the scarf as well. Just
is he going to come again, Jukeys? Is he going to come on again before the end of the season?
He can't. I was trying to get him on next Wednesday, but he's going away on holiday.
Oh, I've got a confession.
So,
don't confess to it.
Can we move next Wednesday?
To when?
The following week.
Oh, I think I'm away.
Oh, okay.
We could do the Monday the following week.
What, Bank Holiday Monday?
The 12th, isn't it?
Oh.
The only reason is I'm kind of hoping that I can get you all down to St Andrews for the mass first aid training that's going on.
What? I won't be doing that because I do stuff like that at school, and also I'm going to be knackered because I've got the Tower of London trip with 60 kids.
And I already stopped people slipping.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's not.
You hold it on and you just go, duh, and then you find.
That's it. It's CPR, defib, and bleed kit training. But I thought
reminds me of Keith Lard. Anyone know what I'm talking about when I say Keith Lard off that Peter Kay thing?
Peter Kay.
Yeah, when he goes, listen or burn, your choice. When he's got an audience of people in front of him, he goes, listen or burn, listen or burn.
We could do the 12th if you wanted. Just do Monday. See you.
By the way, Paul, this is what happens before we go live, mate. We just chat absolute rubbish.
It's recorded as well, so there's always a snippet.
The one time my mum was shouting me or singing or something.
What film are we going to see? Are we going to the cinema?
Is there 2 scarves there, Craig?
It looks like 2 scarves, but actually, it's just folded in half. What's your excuse?
Are we ready? Because we're a minute behind and I'm going to get tied off.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, go on in.
Chris, we're supposed to be naked.
That's a good point.
No, it's been cancelled. Paul cancelled it.
We're doing it on the 12th then.
Oh,
Well, Chris is naked on the 12th?
Yeah.
He's done it once, and then do it again.
Why? We've scored 6 goals twice.
I think he should dress up like a Smurf and be blue.
Thing is, it was funny.
Naked?
Naked, yeah, naked Smurf.
Naked Smurf.
What have I come on to here?
It gets worse.
When you first agreed to do that, Chris, we were so bad that we were never going to score 6 goals in like 9 months. Never mind. So as we're getting better now, we're going to score 6 goals more in a game.
No, but now we need a different thing now.
Smurf in a blue mankini.
8 goals, I think. Next season, 8 goals. Anyway, we're with. I goes mad me. Why God every I don't care. Things are on how. Royal blue, royal blue. I keep
cream then.
Never.
Dear.
Oh dear. And we're off. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we're off. Definitely off, don't worry.
The funny thing was, you were definitely off, but I could hear myself on YouTube because Liv's got it on in the other room.
For some reason.
I have to be definitely off because I got to go straight back to my meeting. So
goodbye.
See you soon.
Take care, Mark.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, Paul.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Paul. I'll get a post up for the foundation, mate. I'll put a link on and I'll keep pushing the Blues Fest as well. But if you've got anything that they can link to direct for tickets or anything else, send that and I'll make sure that's put on as well.
Yeah, when I'm back in the office tomorrow, I'll sort it out.
Wicked. No, thank you very much for joining us as well.
Bye-bye.
I'm off as well.
Craig?
Robe?
What time's that? Have you heard anything from the awards or anything?
Yeah. For you, it starts at 9 o'clock. For everybody else, it starts at 6.
6?
No, so what I passed, and I've literally had this afternoon, is that it's a 6 o'clock start for the pre-drinks. That lasts.
I'm going to get ready by 6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's great.
You know what I mean? I'm going to have to go literally fully ready, basically get changed and get out.
Are you going to the women's fair?
Yeah, well, I'm taking my little sister. I know she's a staunch Arsenal ladies fan, but it was an agreement. So I was waiting for the Newcastle game, and then I basically said, if we are in contention, we will go, and it's ended up we're going.
Just go to the match in your evening dress and watch the game in the stand.
I can't because I'm in my jumpsuit, and if I need a wee, it's going to be hard enough.
So Robe, 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock going into the room.
Oh, I don't know what food we've got, Craig.
I've asked for the menu. Don't worry.
What's it? What food is it?
For you, McDonald's.
Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Burger King. Celebrate the icon that is the Whopper. Now juicier and tastier than ever, but still with 100% British and Irish beef and fresh ingredients. Whopper never tasted so good. Fuel your game day with flame grilled perfection by ordering Burger King delivery to your door. Every home is now home of the Whopper.
We're BetMGM Sports and Casino. We know things aren't always golden. That's why we offer you the tools to keep your place safe. Set timeouts to always ensure you take a break when you feel like you need it. Set reality checks so you know exactly how long you've been playing. And set deposit limits to help control what you spend. Stay golden with BetMGM. Play responsibly.
18 plus.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.